So their aspirants, their disciples, their students. Tonight I could open the discourse to questions.
Guruji, I've been reading your book, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the commentary, and you refer to reaching Samadhi through singing, but is it possible to also gain that absorption by just playing an instrument and not singing?
Is it possible
to have that same absorption or that same experience by playing an instrument instead of singing? An exploration of nada that is not the human voice, but nada of a different quality.
If you have the understanding that Samadhi is the 8 steps to Raja Yoga, for you to reach that state where you can transcend the state of duality and wake up or glide into that 4th state that is called Samadhi, Nirvana, Turiya, so many different names trying to express what that 4th state is. That state is possible when the mind becomes quiet, peaceful, calm, steady, serene, like a lake without any ripple. So whatever we're doing that we're calling yoga is really to help us to reach that state of quietness, calmness, peacefulness of mind. In Raja Yoga it's expressed as yoga is the stilling of the mind. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of all mental modifications. This may seem very simple, but when you get involved in this science or this process to reach Samadhi, then you see that it's a very involved process, dedicated process, a process that is approached with perseverance, with absolute, unshakable faith in the instructions and teachings of the Guru and the scriptures, and so on. So, the yogis who have experienced this state through music is called Nada Yoga. Nada Yoga is the exploration of nadam, of sound. And sound can either be disturbing or it can be pleasing to the mind. When it's in the form of music, it becomes pleasing to the mind. It can uplift the mind to a state of calmness, peacefulness, from a state of anxiety, restlessness, depression, and so on. Then it's called Nada Yoga. So it's another approach, another way to reach that steadiness of mind. As you continue to study the mind, to understand the mind, you get to know that for the mind to be quiet, calm, steady, peaceful, it has to rise above all that is disturbing it. So in yoga we learn that there are 3 defects of the mind. You have mala, vikshepa, avarna. Mala is classified as the lower nature or the animalistic nature of lust and greed and selfishness. Some religion is called the 7 deadly sins. Analyzing and reflecting in your own life how transgressing the laws of morality and ethics, in yoga we call it yama niyama, that to the extent that these laws are transgressed, that's the extent to which you experience agitation in the mind. So while the personality is dominated by the lower nature, the lower emotions of lust and greed, etc., the mind will always be in a state of fluctuation, agitation. So the step-by-step approach to bringing the mind to that state of quietness, of shanti, of peace, you have to be aware from the very beginning of the exposition on yoga and the disciplines. And there are other ways of to bring the mind quietness, peacefulness. Examine how you're living your life, how you're doing your duty. If your duty is helping you to be successful without creating disease in the mind of greed and selfishness and so on, then you'll find more and more, you'll experience more joyfulness, more fullness, more happiness. And peace of mind is a natural effect of that. So the everyday approach to life in a way that helps you to rise above the lower nature is what is recommended, that you become aware of it. And to help you to rise above the lower nature, you have to substitute the opposite. So strive more and more to be more loving, more kind, more generous, more forgiving, more charitable. And of course, everybody thinks that they're loving, but measure your expression of love with the guidance of the scripture, telling you that love becomes divine to the extent that you are able to express that unconditionally without the hankering for reward or business and bargaining. When it is expressed with the idea of giving, giving and giving without even waiting for a thank you, then you know that you are moving in that direction of divine love. And then naturally you'll start to feel happy, peaceful, because happiness really comes from peace of mind. And if whatever we're doing or however we're involved in life is only agitating the mind, then you're moving further and further away from being happy. It is your duty to be successful in life. But in the pursuit of success, you do not transgress dharma, nor should you corrupt your mind. So these are basic foundation that you should be aware of. And being in satsanga and right association, you're inspired and educated as to what this basic foundation is, yama niyama, and also to be successful, really successful in life, you have to have good health also. Proper health, good health, physically, emotionally, mentally. So, for the mind to be calm, steady, peaceful, it has to be focused. It has to be concentrated. So all the disciplines that you're involved in should help to bring that mind to that state of focus and concentration. One-pointed focus. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.